Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I'll warn you up front, if you hear somebody talking, Aaron and his papa are out working on the pool, so they are right outside my window, so you may hear them talking, but anyway. I am going to make, or I'm going to attempt to make, an ephemera journal that can hold large pieces like this. I have quite a few big pieces like this that I want to put in something and kind of organize, but I don't want to put it in my small ephemera journals because it really takes up so much room. So I want a place where I can keep like things like this, you know, just larger pieces. Right now I've been keeping them in this little folder, but I don't want to keep them in that because I can't really see what's in here without having to pull everything out and go through. So see, I've got pieces like this, that size, and these small ones can be put in my small ephemera journal, but I've got pieces like that that I need to put in somewhere that are just too big for a regular journal. And then in our May kit, we got tons of large ephemera pieces like this, and I'm gonna keep them in here, but I was just showing you that I need to put somewhere, and I just want a journal to put all of that in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make one. I saw on a video last night, and I don't know who I was watching. I am bad about, I watch when I lay down. That's when I get a chance to watch videos. So I had turned someone on, I don't remember who, and I saw a little journal that she picked up that had some of her ephemera pieces in it, and I thought, that is ideal. That's exactly what I need for the large ephemera pieces. So I'm just going through this blue fern paper that I have here to find a front cover. And let's see. I kind of like that one, but I think, let's see, do I like that one better than that one? Yeah, I think I like this one better, truthfully. Ooh, no I don't. I think I like that one better. Okay, I think we're going to use that side. So I'm going to put this over. Now this is a nice, strong, thick paper. If you're going to use this for a journal cover, you need something that's strong. So let's go ahead, cut the little strip off here. Now you can save these little strips. They're good for all kinds of little things. Now let me think. Now I've not made one of these before, so this is gonna be a process of thinking and doing. That is a good width. I think I am gonna put a spine in it though. And I'm gonna put probably let me think. How big of a spine do we need? I need somebody here to think for me. Okay, 6 is the middle. I put a 1 inch. No, I think I want a 1.5 inch spine. So if I score here, that'll give me 5 1/4 wide. That's wide enough for most all of my ephemera. So that would give me a 1.5 inch spine. Okay, I'm going to score at 5 1/4 all the way down, and I'm scoring down the pattern. The pattern's running this way, so I'm scoring down the pattern. And then I'm going to go over to, see, that'd be 1. I'm going to go over to 6 3/4, and I'm going to score there. Maybe I'm scoring this in the right way. I told you this is trial and error. I'm thinking as I'm going. Let's see if that works. Yes, perfect. Okay, now I want part of this, I don't want it this tall, so I want part of this either folded up or cut off. And I'm thinking about just folding it up. So let's see how we want it about maybe 8 inches, maybe 7 inches. Now let's do 8 inches tall. That'll be a good size. So let's score it at 4. And we're scoring across at 4. So that's going to fold up like that. And then that's going to go over like that. So that's going to be the size of our ephemera journal right there. And that's a good size. So that is 8 by 5 1/4. Good size. All right. I'm trying to think what I need to do next. Okay, I can go ahead and put this away. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder. I'm going to do some good burnishing to this. And then this, I'm going to fold that over and burnish that well. And fold this over and burnish that one well. Okay, so that would be there. I'm talking to myself, and that's something. All right. Now, I don't really need this bulk in here for this part, so I think I might cut that off. You could leave it, and it wouldn't be a problem, but I don't really need it because it's just going to add extra bulk to my spine. So I'm going to go ahead and cut mine off. And I'm just going to go right down the score line as much as I can. My scissors are acting weird. I must have some glue in them. And then I am going to pull this up, and right where I scored across, I'm just going to clip that off. You know what? Let's see. I'll clip that off right there. I'll save that piece. I like that. I can make a tag out of that. Okay, let's see if we got that anywhere near straight. It doesn't look like it, does it? So you can always open it up and tell if you got it straight this way. And I don't know, my scissors are really strange right now. Let's just lay you over there then if you're going to act that way. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with them. I probably have some glue down in there. We'll grab our Tim Holtz shears. Okay, now we want to keep this away from our fold and not have this to go out very much. Let's see if I put my fold up there. Just make sure that you cut all of your score line off. That will make a difference in how everything folds up. Okay, we're not going to angle these in because we want that to be a pocket, but we're just going to make sure that we get all of that score line cut off, and then you can always fold it like that and see if it gets in your way or anything like that, and it doesn't. Now what we're going to do is, these are going to be some pockets, so I'm going to cut a little oval right there. Or a little circle, since I don't see my oval puncher right here in front of me. I'm just going to cut a little place. About like that. And then a little place over here. Not like that. Okay. So we've got that. Now I'm going to go around mine with ink. You don't have to do that. I'm also going to stitch mine, and you don't have to do that either. But I just want the ink look, and I want the stitched look. So that's why I'm doing mine. But you do not have to do this. You can just go ahead and start gluing yours together. So if you are not going to stitch, and if you are not going to ink, you can go ahead and just skip forward, and you'll see what happens next. All right, so there is our cover. It's all inked up. I'll show you this side. I got it all inked. Now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch around. And as I stitch, I'm going to stitch this pocket down. And then we'll come back and we'll start adding our pages. Now what I'm going to use for pages is some pages out of my watercolor. It's an Arteza watercolor pad. These are kind of thick pages, and I wanted something that was pretty thick because I don't want to take a chance on these tearing. If you use regular, you know, printer paper, copy paper, or if you use digitals, things like that, you may have some tearing on this. So I want these to be really sturdy. So this is what I'm going to use. You can use just a heavy cardstock if you want to. I just grabbed these because they was behind me, and I don't do a lot of watercolor, so I'm just trying to clean my hands off before I get this ink all over this paper, which is not going to matter, but anyways. Now I'm going to make these 10 inches long. I'll go ahead and do some cutting on these. So now we have the mower going outside. There's always something going on around here. And of course, my husband has to mow right up at the shop when he starts mowing. He can't mow, you know, down by the road, or he's got to mow right up here by me. Now that's 8 inches, so we want, let's see, we want these to be maybe 7 3/4. We don't want it to be as tall as those. 7 3/4. And I keep these pieces and I can use those. So now if we fold this like that, and like I said, I got a little ink on that, but I'm not going to worry about it because I may ink all around these anyway. Let me lay this over here and fold this straighter. Okay. Let's see if that fits. Yes, that fits good right there. Okay, so we have inked around those, and we've done some stitching around the edges, stitched our pockets closed, and then we've done some stitching around these, our pages. And I'm just going to fold these up. My sewing machine decided to have a little fit while I was stitching, and it didn't like the thread that I was using, so I had to go find another thread to put in there. But you know, my machine is about 35 years old, so it's a little finicky, and I just have to play with it. It has nothing to do with stitching on paper. You know, some people have said, oh, you're stitching on paper, it's going to tear your machine up. It never has. It's never bothered my machine. It's just, it's old. So it skipped some stitches, and it did a little bit of cross stitching when I didn't want it to, and that's okay. It's all going to be good. Let's see. We'll put... See, it did a little bit of ugly stitching, and we don't care because we can cover that up. I don't worry about things like that. This is going to do what I want it to do. It doesn't have to be beautiful. This is going to be mine. So now if I was doing it for one of you guys, I would definitely make sure that everything was pretty good, spot on, as good as I could get it. But there again, nothing has to be perfect. This is crafting. I don't know where my other scissors are. These don't like to cut thread. And you can see right there, it's where it had that fit, and I had to go find more thread. But we're just going to clip those off and not worry. It will all come out in the wash. Let's fold this over. Let's fold it over this way. I want the rough, this has a rough texture on one side and a smooth texture on the other. Excuse me. And I just want the rough texture on the outside. So, and then this one, I actually started, this is where I had changed the thread, and I actually started stitching straight stitch. And so instead of having to redo everything, I just did a combination of stitches in there, made it look like it was supposed to be that way. There we go. Let's see if we can get all that thread off of there. All right, so we've got, now I'm only going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages in mine. You can put many more pages than that in there if you want to, but I figure by the time I get my little pockets in there, 5 pages is going to be plenty. Now I'm going to put my pockets on my pages before I stitch them in my cover. So let's see, what are we going to make pockets with? We can make pockets with this paper too. It'll be nice and strong. I just need to get me a template. Once I get a template, then I'll cut all of them. I think, let's see. I gotta think a minute, so you'll have to bear with me. I think I want my pocket to come up about right there. All right, I'm gonna cut that across first. So we'll cut that right across there. And that is, I'll tell you what size that is. That is 5 inches exactly. So if we have it come across there, but then I want to angle my pockets a little bit because I don't want to have them so tall as if I put something a little bit shorter in there that it would get lost. But I don't want to angle them all like this. I just want to take a little of this corner off, I think. Let's see. Okay, I need to cut these at 5 1/4. No, let's see, 5 inches maybe. Let's see if that works right there. See what size that is. Cut it right there. All right. Make sure that you don't put it in your fold. Okay, that's going to work perfectly. And now all I want to do is take off a little bit of that. And I'm wondering, do I want to take it off or do I want to fold it back? Let me look. Let's see, if I fold it back, I'm folding it like that first and I'm going to look at it. And if it doesn't look right, then I'll take it off. Okay. So that would go like that. All right, I think that is going to be exactly the right size. And then I know I'm going to have some who say, why didn't you put those pockets on before you stitched your pockets? Well, I just didn't care either way. I mean, that's fine with me right there. And I don't mind that being folded back. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that this is pressed down really well. And then I'm going to put glue under here because I don't want that to come up. Aaron is out cleaning the pool and he's talking to himself. You may can hear him. He likes to talk to himself and tell himself what to do, and he makes sure that if you give him instructions, he goes over those instructions 100 times in his head. All right, I like that. And then we'll put that down just like that. And I'm just going to glue down through here and across here and up through this little side right here. So let's try that. Well, you know, I could use this to cut another one first. Cut me a template first. let's do that, because we don't want to cut this one and then not have to measure again. So right there is where we need to cut it off. And then where I fold it down is, well, I'm just going to mark that real lightly because I won't actually fold it down on that side. I'll fold it down on this side, but that just gives me an idea. Okay. Now we can glue. I've had so many of you say that you like to kind of watch my process as I go through. So this is it. Not made one of these before. We're making it now, but this is our process. I just kind of get it in my head what I want it to look like, and then I just start cutting and measuring and gluing it down. Okay, you need to make sure that you press that down really well so that that glue will go into this paper, because that paper is a real strong paper. It's a watercolor paper, so you need to make sure that glue goes down in there well. Did I glue that? Yes, I did. Okay, so there is our little pocket. Now let's see if some of our ephemera is going to fit in there. Oh yes, perfectly. Now if you wanted to do this with clear pages, you could. I didn't want to do it with clear pages because all of my ephemera is going to be tall, so it's going to stick up out of the pockets. But you could do it with clear pages if you wanted. Not a problem. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut a few of these, and that will just help me when I start putting all my pockets on, and it won't be so time consuming. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a few of these, and then we'll be back to put all of this together. Alright, I have a few of these cut, so I think we're ready to go. Now on this side, I think I might turn it this way. So that means I would fold this side down, which is the side I marked, so that's good. Let's see if that works. Yes, that works. And they don't have to be exactly perfect, but that's good enough. Just as long as I'm keeping them away from that fold right there. You don't want them to get in the way of your pages being folded. Alright, we got that one done. Now you could also do this with hot glue if you wanted to. That would set up a little bit quicker, but I like that right there. That's going to fold that way, and then we're going to have some on this side as well. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my little fold on here. Oops, not that side, not that way. From right there to right there. Like that, I do believe. So that will go that way, and then we can put, I think I'll use that side, put that one over there. Yeah, I think I'll use that side. So I'm going to go ahead and fold all these and glue them down, because now you know exactly what I'm doing. And then we'll come back and we will stitch our signatures in. We may not get this done today, but if we don't, we'll finish up on tomorrow's video. Alright, we have all of our pages done. Got this on the front and the back. And I just used some different ones. And some of them are not exactly straight across, but who cares? You know, like I said, this is mine, and it's going to hold what I need to hold, so that's the only thing that matters. And I thought that folded down give it a little bit of extra character, so I like that. There's those. So these are going to continue to dry. I've just got finished gluing them. We will come back and we will stitch these in our signature, and that's going to be our tall ephemera holder, I guess is what we're going to call it. Because if you have, let's just say you have some ephemera that's you know, that tall. You need something tall to put all of this in. So let's grab a piece here. Here is a piece. These I don't like to cut up until I get ready to use them, so these are going to be perfect down in here. Slide those down in there and it'll be safe. They won't get bent, and I'll know exactly where they are because I can sort them out until I get ready to use them. And I made these kind of loose so that they would hold quite a bit. So you should be able, once it dries enough that you can play with it a little bit, you should be able to put quite a bit in there. And then I also saved these backings for where my ephemera comes in, and I'm going to put some of those in one of these too in that way, because I use these for like tags and things. And then these large tags will fit down in there well. So we've got lots of room for our ephemera. We're going to have 5 signatures or 5 pages, and then front and back that's going to be 20 pockets that we're going to have in here, and then 2 pockets here, so 22 pockets, and that's going to hold all of my large ephemera, I do believe. I will probably do a little bit of something to the front, but probably not much, because I think it's pretty just as is. And I may reinforce the spine, just because this will be opened and closed a lot, by putting just some lace down through there. Alright, so I'm going to put this down on the spine. This is just a piece of, it's like canvas, it's nice and thick, and it'll help hold the spine, you know, with it being opened and closed so much. Since I only have paper here, even though that's a thick paper, I only have a layer of paper there. I left my glue upside down. When you leave the glue upside down with these tops, it will seep out a little bit, so it's best just to not turn it up like that until you get ready to use it. Now I'm going to make sure that I put lots of glue right in that seam, right where I scored it. All down through here. I'm just putting a good layer, and then I'm probably going to spread it out with my little spreader. And we do have more of these spreaders coming. It's just they're on back order right now, so we ordered all that they had. So we're just having to wait. But as soon as we get them, we'll put them back in the shop and let you guys know. Now, let's see if that feels like enough. Just want to make sure I get plenty in there. You could put this down with PVA glue if you wanted to. I just wanted it to dry in a hurry. And sometimes I have to wait on my PVA a little bit, and I'm very impatient. This is going to work fine. Right there. Well, it looks a little crooked. There we go. Maybe that's better. Okay. Then we're going to take our bone folder. I'm going to make sure that I go over that real well, pressing it down, just making sure that that glue adheres all over. There we go. Now, before I fold this, I will let it dry, hopefully. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Okay. Gonna flip it around this way. Now you could have put chipboard in here. You could have done a lot of different things, but I think this is gonna work fine for me. This paper is nice and strong. All it needed was a little bit of encouragement and help in the spine area. So that's what we did. There we go, that's down. Now I'm gonna lay that aside and let that dry, I think. And I don't think, I was trying to look and see if I thought I might need some on the inside. I really don't think I'm going to need anything here. If I see later on that I'm having any issues here, I can always come back. Even after my signatures are stitched in, I can always come back and just put a reinforcement right down through there. So, alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure this. Go ahead and lay that aside and close that up. Don't need that right now. This is 1.5 inches. So, and it is by 8. So we're going to make a little template. Let's see if I've got something nice and strong to make me a little template out of. I do somewhere. Hold on, let me find it. I had a piece just a minute ago. There we go, right there. Just a scrap of paper. So I'm going to cut this at 1.5 by 8. And I think I can use this trimmer to do that. There, 1.5, and then we'll cut it at 8. I can't cut it at 8 on that one, but I can do this 10, 18, so it's 8.5. So all I need to cut off is 1/2 inch. I should have known that. You know, sometimes you can't think for thinking. Let that soak in just a minute. You can't think for thinking. Okay. Now we've got us a little template. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure in order to put our little holes in here. Now you could just start putting your holes in and just guess at it and put them in any way that you want, but I'm a little bit fiddly when it comes to this. I want them somewhat in the right spot. Alright, that's my halfway mark right there. Then I'm going to come down 2 inches and I'm going to come up 2 inches. So I know that that's going to be the location this way where I want my little marks, or where I want my holes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay my ruler on that. And I've got 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll work. If I put on every 1/4 inch, that's going to work right there. I've got my 4 right here, and then I just did every 1/4 inch. So 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 right there. Whoops, let me make sure of that one since I've got, it would be right there. I had another mark there, so we'll erase that one so we won't make a mistake. And then 1 right there. Alright, and then I'm just going to draw a light line across the middle of those, just so I know that's where the middle is. Okay, so we'll do this one. Let's put it on 4. And I'm just lining it up with the lines on my ruler. That's the good part about this 10 volts ruler. So I'm just going to make my little marks right there. I'm going to go ahead and draw me a little line across. So that is that. And then we'll do this one the same way. Okay. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. 1 right there, and 1 right there, and then a little line across. Alright, let's see if you can see these. So that is my template right there. And now all I'm going to do is lay this in my book like this. See, it fits in there just perfect, and then I can punch my holes in that. Okay, I'm just going to clip this on here. I'm going to clip it on that end and on this end, just making sure that it's straight. That needs to go over a little bit, I think, like that. Then we'll clip it, and then I'm going to get my thread down. I'm going to get my little pokey tool here, or my little mat, and then my pokey tool. This is our awl, and we just want to punch holes right where those little marks are. Okay. Let's make sure that we're going through. I think we are, but we may have to pick it up and do them again, and that's okay. We can get them started this way. Okay. Yeah. And then we can always go like this and just make sure that they pop through that material. We have these awls for sale in the store. They're fantastic for this. Now, your holes in your material may try to close up a little bit. That's fine. Your needle's going to make that hole again, so don't worry about that. Okay, we can take our little thing off here. We've got our holes in there, and now we can lay this on here. And I'm just going to go by that center one. All right, so what we're going to do now, we can lay that aside. We can make our holes in here. I'm just going to find the center. There's 3. Looks like it's 3 7/8 and 3 7/8. Looks like right there's the center. And then we're going to go up 2. Did I go up 2 or 3? Let me look. I went up 3. We're going to go up 3, and then we're going to go down 3. So that's going to be where we're putting the holes in here. And I marked that one a little off, but that's fine. I haven't punched my hole yet, so it doesn't matter. I can erase that. So I can slide that up out of the way. Go ahead and punch the holes in here. Make sure that you have it cupped up when you punch the holes in here so that it goes through right in that seam there, or right in where you scored it. Okay. Alright, so there are the holes in that one. And now we don't have to measure again. What we can do is just lay this one on that one. Just like that. Make sure that they're nice and even from one end to the other. And then we can just go through that one again and punch the holes. And it's going to put your holes in the same spot. So there's the holes in that one. You're going to always use the one that you started with. That makes it all come out correct. Hopefully. As correct as can be. You guys know we're not perfect. See, they're coming out right on that score line, and that's what we want. Go ahead and punch them in here. And always just make sure that they're lined up here really well. You don't want one of them sticking up and one of them sticking down. There we go. So there is that one, and then one more. I'm excited to get this little book done. This is going to help me a lot with my larger embellishments. Whoops, I let that one slide. So I'm going to do it again. I don't know if I got it right or not, but I let it slide. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now we've got all of the holes punched in that, and I just want to make sure they're all running the right way. And it looks like they are. They're all the right way up. And then you can just decide which one you want on the front, which one you want on the back. It doesn't matter to me. I'm thinking this one right here, just like it is good with me. Not going to fuss about it. Now, I like to start with my back one when I stitch it in. And I start with the back hole and I go forward. I don't know that it matters, but that's just my thing. So I'm just going to grab a needle. And these are the big, fat, blunt end, big-eyed needle. You don't want a sharp end on your needle. Now, what thread are we going to use? Why don't we just use this? I like this. Hopefully this will be enough that's on here. If not, we've got more. And this is just our brown or tan. This is the tan waxed thread. We have that in the shop too. All right, we're going to lay this together. And we're going to go down through that first hole and through the back hole here. And then we're going to come back up here at the top. Now this will be a little bit touchy because your hole in your material has probably already sealed up. You know, it seals back over. If it has, just go ahead and punch it with your needle. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in frame. And then push it up through there. Then you want to bring it all the way down to the bottom. And you want to go through that one in the bottom. And then you want to come right back up to the middle one. And you want to come back up through there. And when you come back up through there, you want to make sure that you're on the opposite side of this string that goes down. This one's on this side and this is on this side. And then I just look at it in case I've got any knots or anything anywhere and I don't see anything. So we're just going to tie that off. I'm going to pull it one way, pull it the other way, and get it good and tight. And I'm going to go ahead and clip it. And I try to tie double knots. And I think I'm going to leave that a little bit long just in case I have to take something out. Make sure I've got everything going right. I think I do. So there's our first one in. And that is a signature. Even though it's one page, that's my first little signature in there. A signature can be one page or it can be 10 pages. All right. Let's go ahead and put this one in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go down through here in the middle, and then we're going to go to that second hole from the back. Push that through. Then you're going to come back up to the top and see my hole is closed up. So what I'm going to do is just re-puncture it. There we go. And then we will put it up through here. That's the toughest part, is coming back through the material, because those holes will close up as fast as you make them on the material. They don't on your paper, but they do on that material. Okay, then we're going to go all the way down, and then we're going to go through that second hole down there. Okay, I need some more thread, a little bit more. All right, and then we're going to come back up to the second hole here, or to the middle hole, sorry. And we're going to come back up through there and pull that thread. I'm going to give myself a little bit more to tie. There we go. Okay, I think that's going to get those two. And then I just like to look again, just to make sure I don't have any knots or anything hanging back there. Sometimes you'll have a little knot, or you might have something hanging on it. And then just tie that well. Go ahead and clip those off and just leave a little bit hanging there. And then we'll get some more thread. And I just leave it on the spool, unless I already have some cut off. I just leave it on the spool and use it that way. It saves a lot of thread, and you don't have to worry about if you cut enough, or, you know, if you're going to have enough to do that one signature. Okay, we're going to There's our third hole. Go down through there. Come back up to the top, and we'll have to re-puncture, so that's fine. I just kind of look at the inside. Tell you what I'm going to do on this one. This one has really closed up. We're going to puncture it again. And you may have to do that a few times, especially when you've got quite a few like this. Okay, then go all the way down to the bottom and through that third hole. Come on now. There we go. And then back up through the middle on the opposite side of our tail here. There's our tail. Whoops. And see what I did? That's what you don't want to do. I split the thread. So what we're going to do is pull that through, and then I'm going to go back here and pull that out, so because you don't want to split the thread, it makes it weak. Okay, I'm going to pull this back through because I don't need quite that much, and I'll make sure that this is on this side and our tail is over here. That's nice and straight, so we can pull it, and then tie it off. Sometimes when I use this wax thread for a while, my hands get real waxy, and it's hard for me to hold on to it. I don't know if anybody else has that problem or not. It's just me. Okay, so that's 3 of them. Look at that. That's why I make a template. It makes it nice and straight on that back side. And I could have put these in before I put that material on. That would have worked, and then it would have covered all that up, but I don't mind that showing. Not when I get them nice and straight. If they're all crooked, it bothers me, but if it's nice and straight, it doesn't bother me. Okay. Just make sure that you're putting them all in the right way. Now we're going to go down through that second hole there. Now I'm going to go ahead and puncture this again because I know that's closed up. And while it's open real quick, I'm going to push it through. Then we're going to go all the way down, push that one through, and then back to the middle. And don't split our thread. There we go. Tighten it one way, tighten it the other, and then I'm gonna make sure it looks good on the outside, and it does. There is that one, and then we just like this one. Okay. Again, same thing. Okay, go through. There we go. I felt like I pushed it a little bit to the wrong way, but I didn't. I'm going to go ahead and puncture this one again. And yeah, I turn my book every which way when I'm, or my journal. I turn it all different ways when I am putting these in. Whichever way is most comfortable, that's what you do. I know it's harder sometimes for you guys to see when I'm turning it all different ways, but it helps me to make sure that I get everything in right. Now you can shorten those. You can put a little bit of glue on that if you want to, if you're afraid it's going to come out. Usually the wax thread is going to hold really well. You don't have to do anything with it. Look at that. See, I like that. That doesn't bother me at all. Okay, so there's that. We got that one and that one. Those two. And we've got room to grow because we've got an expansion in between them. Love it, love it, love it. And this is all glued nice and tight, so we're ready to go. I'm going to put some stuff in here. Let me get this put out of the way. I've got these. Sorry about the crinkling. These are the 49 in Market die cuts. We have some of these left over. These were in the May kit, and then we have quite a few left over. So go ahead and go over and grab these if you want them. We also have, I forgot to announce this yesterday and the last few days, we now have free shipping on all orders over $75. So if you place an order that's $75 or more, you get free shipping in the USA. So take advantage of that while you can. Don't tell Mr. Witt he don't like for me to give free shipping. So these are nice pieces. Look at that. It looks like an old envelope that's been torn. So I'm going to stuff some of these in here. And these will loosen up the more you use them. So that's upside down. It's also got some really vintage looking frames in there. I love that. So all of this, the first couple of pages will be my 49 in Market ephemera. And I think that one will go in there too. Let's see. Well, I may have to put that in the next page. It's a little bit tight in that one. This is a little wide, but I think it would work. Well, let's just put it in the back. It's a little bit tight to go in the page. This one's a wide one, but we can put it right there. And I don't know if these will go in there or not. Probably not. They've got a little bit of edges on them that wouldn't, yeah, they're too wide. But that's fine. I can use those elsewhere. These will go in there. And then most of these you punch out. So a little tag can go in there. And there's another tag. And I can put all kinds of goodies in here. That right there. There's another tag, two tags. And that's just the punch out, so we'll chunk that. And then these are some smaller pieces that we can put elsewhere. That one we can put in here. Let's just put that one in there. And then two of the, I started to say flower pieces, but these are not actually flowers. These are just leaves and plants and things. So we've got that. And then all of these are smaller, so we can put these in our smaller journal. Or you could put them in, you know, you could just slide them down in one of those like that if you want to. That'll work. It's just that some of the smaller ones will get lost down in there if you do that. So I'd rather put my smaller ones in my smaller journal. Now let's look. I had lots more over here. So we will find those. I think I need to make sure that I haven't glued that down at the edge. Yeah, I had just a little bit. There we go. And like I said, these are going to loosen up the more that you use them. And if you don't glue quite so tight like I do, you know, I run my glue crooked. See, that one slides in there fine. It's just that I have put my glue a little bit crooked on that other one over there. So we'll use it to put some smaller pieces like this in. I've got it a little bit tight right here, I can tell. But that's okay. We're still going to use it. Okay. I have some more sorted out here, so put that in there. And these go with this collection, so I can put those in there. And then these are some flowers and things that I cut out when we did that little stash busting challenge. Put those down in there. And put all the tickets together. That's just a scrap piece. And we'll put those right there in the front. And then these little tickets will slide right in here with that. This is a larger flower, so we'll put that right there. And it's filling up, but it's got room to expand. See, got lots of room to expand. So that is probably all I'm going to put in there right now. I've got more than I need to cut out, but I wouldn't cut them out because I really didn't have a place to put them. And then these I'll sort out and put in my smaller ephemera journal. So that makes me happy. And I did go ahead and put a little pocket here with, this is just a cutout from the paper, this, and then that's from the paper collection, and then I just put this little tag down in there just to decorate the front up a little bit. I know I didn't put that on camera, but that's all I did. Just decorated the front up a little. I didn't want it decorated much because it's going to be sliding in and out of my shelves, so I didn't want to decorate a lot, but that's what I wanted to do. Now this is the bird waltz. We could put that in there. So I don't like it in these packs because when it stays in the packs, I forget to use it. I like to put it somewhere. So we can slide that in there. This is a lot, so I don't know if all of them are go, but let's see. That in there. Let's see if all the rest of them will go. Oh yeah, no problem. So there is all of my bird waltz ephemera, and I can label these if I want to. Just cut out some labels and put on here and say bird waltz. This is mainly Betty from Betty's Custom Creations or Designs, one or the other. But anyway, you see what I'm saying. I can't remember the names of all of them right now, but I remember when I pull them out and look at them. But I can label them if I want to and say this is from this collection, that collection. This I save. These make beautiful tags. And all you have to do is put a piece of white paper on the back. Isn't that pretty? I never throw those away. Love them. Alright guys, that is it, I think, for this tutorial. I love my journal. I'll probably be making a couple more. I'm thinking very seriously about it. I like these. I like to have everything in one spot where I can just grab it, flip it open, and pull to it, and I don't have to flip through things. So that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.